Hi, Curtis Wilson, Santee Fire Small Motors Department. We're going to talk about cleaning the saw after training and operation. So we're going to talk about the expectations for cleaning, inspecting, and putting back together, make sure it's operational ready. So now we have the saw torn apart. This is what it should look like before cleaning and inspection. The first thing we're going to do is when we clean it, we're going to make sure we don't get any water in the air filter or the exhaust area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a glove over the air filter, and I'm going to use a parts washer to clean thoroughly inside of here, all throughout the saw, just avoiding the exhaust area. And I'm going to clean the clutch. If it seems excessively dirty, you can take it apart. See the previous video we made. Next, we're going to talk about the air filter. The way we're going to clean this, we're going to take it off just by turning left. The first step is we're going to clean it with water, getting out all the chunks. Per Stihl, they recommend using a pH greater than 12. VarioClean is the product. So we're going to spray it, let it sit in there, we're going to rinse it out, and we're going to allow it to completely air dry prior to putting it back on. All right, now that we clean the saw, we're going to make sure it's thoroughly dry. We're going to check for loose bolts and any damage. From there, we're going to start on putting the parts back together. We're going to start with the chain. So we're going to take the chain, we're going to hang it on the bench for the small motors department to inspect. And we're going to make sure we get the right chain. So this is a RD3. And you'll notice there's a 3 on the bottom and a 3 up top for the pitch and the gauge. So this is the correct chain to fit on the bar. If it's a different gauge, it won't fit. So this is a 20-inch. This is a RDR, which is also a 20-inch. But this has a 6 gauge and a 3 pitch, so that will not fit on the bar. This goes on the one with the deflection plate. You'll notice with the RD3 has like a dual raker here versus the RDR has more of a single elongated raker. It's a little bit thicker, heavier duty. So this goes on the rescue saw. This goes on your traditional 20-inch bar. And when we put it back on, per the video we showed, make sure you flip the bar. That way we get even wear. We talked about the pitch and the gauge. You'll notice on here, you can see there's a 3 and a 3. So that's going to correspond with your chain. So when you put your chain on, make sure that you have the correct bar. Now that the chainsaw has been cleaned, the air filter has been inspected and or cleaned, we have a new chain on. We flip the bar, and we're going to make sure it has premix fuel and bar oil in it. From there, we're going to start it to make sure it works properly. When we start it, we're going to make sure everything's tightened down. We're going to make sure the chain is on tightened, making sure there's no loose bolts. When we start it, we're going to make sure that we get oil on the ground as we rev it up. Before we put it into service on an apparatus, we're going to make sure that all works, and we're going to put it in ready to start position, making sure the chain brake is off and we're in choke. Thank you for watching this video on how to clean and maintain a saw. If your saw has anything broken or requires a deeper cleaning, please tag it out of service with one of these tags. Put your name, date, and what's wrong with it, and reference the serial number right here. Make sure you get a new saw and place it in service. Thank you.